y'all. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Lisa Lee. On my channel, I talk about nursing, beauty, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of those topics, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications so that you're notified each and every time I post a new video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about a topic that literally saved me in nursing school, and that is recording your lectures. Recording lectures saved me in nursing school because if you can relate, I had some professors who talked really fast. Like they would talk so fast to the point where I couldn't keep up when I was writing down my notes. So I would get lost with either trying to catch what the professor is saying versus, writing it down. So some information was definitely missed. Because some information was missed, I was like, I need to start recording these lectures so that when I go home, I'll be able to replay the lectures, slow it down, speed it up to my pace, and be able to take, appropriate notes, whereas though it's effective for my learning style. And therefore, I'll be able to study it, understand the material, and do well in nursing school with passing my exams. So if you're interested to know effective ways to record your lectures in nursing school and also how to utilize those recordings after you record your lectures, then keep watching this video. So like I said, recording your lectures in nursing school is a game changer. It's definitely a game changer. Nursing school moves fast. Before you know it, you're on to the next class. So, there may be instances where in one class, your professor is covering 3 chapters, 3 whole chapters, and they have to move quick to get it all done in a certain amount of time. So when you record your lectures, it gives you an opportunity to catch everything your professor is teaching you. And then when you go home or wherever you go to study at, you're able to listen to it back and then, take your notes at your own pace and, play catch up with what you missed during lecture. So all in all, why is it important to record your lectures? It is important to record because you're able to listen back, slow it down, and catch up on what you missed when it's time to study. This was also huge for me because it gave me an opportunity to listen to the lectures at any given time, whether I was driving to school or driving anywhere in that matter, driving, cooking, working out. Well, I didn't work out that much in nursing school, but we ain't gonna talk about it. But while you're working out, if you're someone who likes to work out when you're in nursing school, you can listen to your lectures while you're working out, while you're driving, while you're cooking, eating, at any given time, you can listen to those lectures, which is why it's so effective to record your professors when they're teaching you. And that was considered study time because as you're listening, you're retaining the information, that's being considered as studying, just because you're not physically writing something down or physically reading something, that doesn't mean you're not studying. Listening is also a part of studying. So when you record those lectures and you listen to those lectures back, you're studying, for your exams or whatever the case may be. All right, so let's talk about how to record your lectures the right way, how to record your lectures properly. First, you want to check with your school's policy. You may have to get permission to record your professor. Not all schools allow, recordings for whatever reason, right? So you want to check your school's policy, get permission from your professors to be able to record them. That's first thing, right? And then you want to either download a recording app. Me personally, I used my voice memos in my phone. I have an iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, there's voice memo that you can click on, the little voice memo app that's already, it's not something I had to download. It's already within the phone. It's called Voice Memo. And I would use that to record my lectures. Someone else told me about Notability. I think that's an app you actually have to download. So it's very simple. Just go on your phone and search for your voice memo and start recording. Now, you want to make sure that you're picking up on your professor's voice clearly. And in that case, you may have to sit in the front of the class. I know everybody don't like to be in the front of the class because, you probably get picked on, In most cases, when you sit in the front, you're getting picked on. So I wasn't a front seat student, to be honest. But even the second row is fine. But when you start sitting in the back, it may be hard for your phone to pick up on your professor's voice. And when you go back to listen to it, you may not be able to hear clearly what your professor is saying. So just try not to sit too far in the back of the classroom. Sit towards the front, even in the second row, that's fine, so that your voice memo or whatever app you're using to record can capture what your professor is saying clearly. Because after they teach that day on that topic, I don't think they're going to go back to teach it again. So you don't want to miss out. So yes, that's very important. Okay, so in this next segment, I'm going to talk about how to use your recordings effectively. It's one thing to record the lectures, but then it's another thing to effectively use your recordings in a strategic way. So I'm going to talk about 4 ways you can use your recordings strategically to then be able to pass your exams in nursing school. So here's what I did that helped me. Number 1, you want to re-listen to your lectures within 24 hours. It is important to re-listen to your lectures within 24 hours so that you don't forget it. So, after class is over, you're done everything for the day, and it's time for you to study towards the end of the day, you want to re-listen to your lectures so that you do not forget it. This helps you reinforce what your teacher taught you so you don't forget it. So it's important to re-listen within 24 hours of you recording that lecture so that it will be reinforced in you and you do not forget it. Number 2, you want to take your own notes from the lectures that you recorded. Take your own notes. Do not transcribe word for word. That is way too much. Do not try to memorize word for word what your teacher taught you. That is not effective. You want to listen to your lectures and take your own notes at your own pace. You want to pay attention to keywords, key concepts, important drug names, any rationales that may be important. You want to focus on those items when you're taking your notes. That is very important. So definitely take your own notes in your own words. That way, that also reinforces learning and understanding. Number 3, you want to pause and replay difficult sections. Pause and replay difficult sections. See, now that's the benefit of recording lectures because you're able to pause and replay. You can't do that with your professors. They're moving on to the next thing. Like they're moving on with their life. So when you record them, and you listen to them again, you're able to pause and replay. So I would strongly encourage you when you're listening to your lectures, pause and replay difficult sections. Listen to them over and over again until you understand it. And when I say until you understand it, I mean until you can explain it in your own words. So that's very important. And number 4, I would just listen to recordings for like exam prep, right? That's just the way of me studying. So if I know I have an exam coming up, I would just listen to those recordings multiple times until, I take the exam. So that's also a way of me, like I said, to help me study. I listen to it at any time, whether, like I said, commuting, walking, driving, cooking, whatever I may be doing, I would just basically build it into my day, right? So I would be like, all right, I'm about to do this at this time. I'm going to listen to this professor's recording. It also helps me, retain information and understand what the professor taught for those chapters. So I use it as like a study guide, exam prep, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely a good tool to have the lectures recorded to study them, when your exams are coming up. And here's a bonus tip, you guys. This is a bonus tip that just came to my mind. If your professor is teaching you with PowerPoints, like they have their PowerPoint up and they're, going through the PowerPoint, reading off the PowerPoint and also elaborating, and you're recording your lectures, when you go back to study and you have access to those PowerPoints, 9 times out of 10, the professors will give you access to the PowerPoints because I had access to all my PowerPoints. So I would just pull up the PowerPoint and pull up the lecture that I recorded and go along with it. Move from slide to slide, with my recording also playing. That also was a good way for me to learn because I'm also a visual learner. So as I'm looking at the PowerPoint and I'm listening to the professor, teach from the recording that I recorded, I'm now remembering, understanding, and putting things together, like, connecting the dots when it comes to studying. So definitely use your PowerPoints. Hope you guys were able to stick with me in this video and understand everything I explained in this video. Honestly, if you're in nursing school and feel overwhelmed by all the information, just record the lectures. That is the overall summary. Record your lecture so that you're able to rewind it, replay it back when it's time for you to study. That will definitely help you succeed. So if this video was helpful to you, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and stay tuned for more nursing tips. Also, if you already record your lectures in nursing school, drop a comment down below. Or if you're about to start recording your lectures, drop a comment and let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.